Hey YouTube, this is Wrestling News and Party Fan 62. With it being WrestleMania season, I want to talk about WWE themes for a moment. Now, some of the themes that they have for their stars are pretty good. Um, there are a few third-party ones in there that are good, like Bray Wyatt Shatter by Code Orange, um, Ronda Rousey's by Joan Jett. Like that is fine. But a lot of the problem is for a lot of the stars, a lot of their themes are so generic. Um, and it just, I feel like Def Rebel tries, but the problem is they just don't get it. Um, and like, I will give this as an example with Mandy Rose when she was in WWE. Go back and listen to her themes. Um, when she was in NXT, she had several that were fine. The one that really stuck out to me was her Golden Goddess music. Um, that was great. But then after that, this is where it started to kind of go downhill a little bit because after that, you heard the word Mandy. And then it was just like so generic after that. And that's one thing that kills me. Another one I can think of is Alexa Bliss's. The two that she's most known for is Spiteful, which was her goddess persona, and then as well as this is when she was a face in NXT. Um, but then after that, this is sort of where it started to go up and down as far as her themes are concerned. For example, Theory, when she started, um, when she went into her dark persona, that was fine. It was a remix of Spiteful, which was fine. Um, and then you went into The Evil Is Mine. It was okay. You can sort of tell it was a rush thing. Um, because it was like it just had a lot of babbling. You would hear Alexa talk throughout it sometimes. It was okay. And then you have her current one, which is fine as well. I don't know how it really fits her with her new dark persona per se. But I'm sure they may be working on a new one as well. Nikki Cross. Um, when Nikki Cross came in, she was part of Sanity. So the good thing about their theme was it was sort of like a chaotic theme where it had like the beat sort of like more of like a heavy metal type stuff. And then you would have like this evil laugh throughout it. And then when Sanity broke up, Nikki used that theme for a bit. But then when she went face, she had the most generic music you would ever hear in your life. Um, and so that didn't last too long. And then when she went back to like her Sanity persona, she had so they made something like the Sanity one, but it's a little bit different, and it fits her. That's the thing. Now with Carmella, the thing about this is this: all her themes that she has had since she's come into WWE have been about the same. Um, the one that she is most known for is her original theme, which is fabulous. And then when she started going for the more sexier route, uh, you went into I don't know how to say it, but this is so you sort of hear like a opera style person in it. That is fine. And then you have her current one, which is bad. Um, the thing about it is, I don't know what it is about WWE having a lot of like rap style themes. Um, like basically, Carmella's song is about being bad. So talk about like bad attitude and all this other stuff. Um, Now people like Tamina, Dana Brooke, um, and some others. The problem with them is a lot of their themes are so generic or like a remix of the theme that they had. Now Dana Brooke's current theme is not exactly a step up from her last theme, but it's not a step down. So it's kind of like in the middle. Um, Now with people, with someone like Selena Vega, I wish with her being part of uh, Dello Phantasma, I wish they would give her like a separate theme. So when she would wrestle, it could be similar to that, but kind of have like its own remix. Same with BFAB in Hit Row, because the problem with it is until you hear the announcer go from Hit Row BFAB or Selena Vega, you don't really know who you're going to get in that situation. Now, um, for certain people, I feel like they need to step it up a bit. Now, people like Shelton Benjamin and them, they've really gotten a step up in their themes recently as well, even though a lot of the times it does not get used. They don't get used a lot either. Um, Now, if you want to talk about former stars, the two people who come to mind where their themes kind of went separate ways was formerly known as the Iconics, now known as Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. Real names Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee. Now, with them, when they were the Iconics, they went based off of Billy's theme, which was Phantom Fatal. So that's what their whole Iconics was based off of. Then they had a remix, not so much a remix of it, but an added one where you heard them yell Iconic. Now, before they went to that, um, Jessica McKay had a couple of different themes in there. Both of them sort of fit her at the time. I'm not entirely sure what she was going for. Now, Cassie, or Peyton Royce, she had one which was kind of neat, which sort of fit her. Because she was known as I think the Venus flytrap of WWE or something like that. So that was kind of a neat thing. So when the Iconics split, they both kind of got these themes that were interesting. Because with Billy, um, it, the name of the song was called Seduction. Okay. Um, but the problem with it was it really wasn't fitting her much around that time because she was doing this where she was trying to fit into a group. Since she split with Peyton, she was trying to fit into because she went with the Riot Squad, which I'll get to in a second. Um, and all these other people. So you had that. Then you had Peyton, which her theme went the more generic routes, and it was all. Excuse me, it was all right. Um, but I felt like they could have done better with Peyton than Billy. I felt like Peyton's was just kind of like a last minute thing that they did. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we need a theme for her." Now with someone like the Riot Squad, um, they went based off of Ruby's theme at the time. I believe it was. Um, so when they had stuff like the Royal Rumble match or something in that ballpark, they would go based off that. Now, when they did that, because both Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan had their own themes at the time, so they kind of put those on hold. Um, but basically, when they split, they started using their own themes again. Now, Liv Morgan has gotten better themes since. Um, I don't really like her current theme, which is just a remix of her old theme, just with a more of like a rock tone to it. Sarah Logan's, the thing about that is, um, they're I think for that they're going to use more of the um, Viking Raiders theme for that, which is totally fine. It fits her. Now the next person where the theme may have gotten messed up slightly is Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair's theme for the longest time was almost basically a remix of um, her dad, Ric Flair. And the thing about that was because you still had a lot of that standard stuff that Ric Flair had in his theme. Well, so they added that into Charlotte's. So for the longest time, she had that theme for God knows how long. Well, so now when Charlotte came back on the December 30th episode of SmackDown, she came out to a new theme. Um, and so this is more of like an EDM techno style, which is something Charlotte likes, apparently. Okay, that's fine. But I don't like the whole all hail the queen part. Um now now when she go to NXT, this is where I feel like certain things shine and certain things do not. So someone like Fallon Henley, for example, she had a country theme that fit her. Well, now her new theme is sort of country-ish per se. I I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Same with her tag partner, Kiana James. Kiana James sort of had this sexy librarian look to her. I can't exactly say how his theme, how her theme was to it. Wasn't bad. Now her newer one is not as good, I don't think, but everybody's opinion. Now to the men of those two, they do have a country theme to it, which is fine. Now, someone like Apollo, they're just basically using his theme from when he was on SmackDown, I think it was, where he yells Apollo, um, which is fine. But I felt like he kind of needs a new one because the theme he currently has sort of was when he was having his Nigerian persona per se. Now, when you switch over to the women's side, someone like Cora Jade, her current one now fits her because with her turning to the dark side, it fits her. Now, is it my cup of tea? No, but everybody's different. Next is Cora's frenemy, Roxanne Perez. Now, her theme is interesting because it's like you just hear this rambling in it while the beat's going. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Now, the next one is Chase You. Now, the thing I like about this is it has sort of like a school feel to it. And the thing I like that they're doing is they're using it for both Chase You when they go out and then when Thea, when she goes out as well. Now, okay. With somebody like Braun Breaker. Now, what they did with him is they did sort of like a remix of his, I think, uncle, Hall of Famer, the Steiner brothers, or Rick Steiner, his thing. So it's sort of a remix on that. Honestly, that fits him. Now, somebody like Grayson Waller, that his theme fits him in a way. Now, the one where it really fits her the most is Wendy Chu. Because with Wendy Chu, the thing about that theme is with her having this bed, sleepy, I don't know what exactly you would call her gimmick. It's like you hear like and like an alarm clock and some other things mixed in. It's weird, but it fits her. Now, the last person before I end this video is Braun Strowman. Now, his is basically a remix of his old. He still has that Braun yell to it at the beginning, but then it goes into more of a remix version. Now, overall, in this about 20-minute video, some of the themes fit the characters and some of them do not. So I want to hear from you. Do you like a lot of the themes? Do you not like the themes? I'm curious to hear. And if so, whose theme is your favorite? Whose theme is your least favorite? Etc. And this can be on all shows. So you're talking about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, main event. So I am curious. So let me hear it. If you have any themes that you like that I did not mention, let me know down below and I will look them up. So